Hey there, truth seekers. Welcome to episode 180 of the Bible Difficulties and Answers podcast. I'm your host, Lance Smith, and I'm genuinely excited to dive into this one with you today. Picture this. You're an ancient Israelite farmer staring down your firstborn donkey. This scrappy little animal has been hauling your family's gear across the desert for months. And now God says, that one's mine. But hold up, it's unclean. You can't sacrifice it. So what do? Pay to buy it back or, brace yourself, break its neck? Sounds intense, right? And to make it even more interesting, later in the Torah, it sounds like God switches gears and lets you redeem that same donkey with money. So what's going on here? Did God rewrite the rules mid-game, like a coach calling an audible? Was the neck-breaking divine tough love, or a setup for something bigger? And why flip to cash later? Tabernacle inflation, or a deeper theological swap at play? Ever wonder if your own unclean baggage, those stubborn habits hauling you down, gets the same redemption deal? Today, we're unpacking Exodus 34:20. And by the end, I think you'll see this isn't just about donkeys. It's about devotion, substitution, and how God uses the ordinary, even livestock, to point to the extraordinary. Exodus 34:20 in the New Living Translation says, "A firstborn donkey may be bought back from the Lord by presenting a lamb or young goat in its place. But if you do not buy it back, you must break its neck. However, you must buy back every firstborn son. No one may appear before me without an offering." Okay, this verse comes after the golden calf incident, Israel's spiritual low point. God's renewing the covenant with Moses on Mount Sinai, and tucked right into this list of covenant terms is this curious command about donkeys. Why? Because the firstborn belongs to God. Always has, always will. The clean animals get sacrificed. The unclean get redeemed. It's a principle of ownership, not cruelty. Verse 19 sets the stage. All firstborn males of livestock are the Lord's. But for the unclean donkey, lamb swap or neck snap. No altar for the impure. That'd be like inviting a radical college professor to join you for high tea. Here's where the tension shows up. Jump over to Numbers 18:15-16. And suddenly, God says you can redeem unclean animals with 5 shekels of silver. Wait, are we talking lambs or coins? Which is it? Skeptics love to jump on this. Is it a contradiction? Did Moses get his rules mixed up? Or is this a divine bait and switch? Norman Geisler and Thomas Howe tackle it in the Big Book of Bible Difficulties. They explain that what we see isn't inconsistency, it's adaptation. God adjusted the method as Israel's circumstances changed. Originally, in Exodus, animals made sense. Later, as Israel built the tabernacle, money became more practical. Geisler and Howe put it plainly. God apparently instructed Moses to modify the earlier law in favor of revenues for the sanctuary. Money would be more usable than so many animals. The principle remains. All firstborn belong to God. The method evolves from livestock to silver, so the sanctuary can function. Think of it like moving from carrier pigeons to email. Same message, more efficient delivery. Or another way, God upgraded from barnyard bartering to divine Venmo. Because who wants a sanctuary smelling like a wet goat when you could find a fresh coat of holy paint instead? Here's another analogy. Imagine a family business passing through generations. Grandfather ran everything with ledgers and coins, hands-on. The son switches to checks. Grandson uses apps and online transfers. Different systems, same values, same integrity, same ownership. That's what God was doing with Israel. The form evolved. The faithfulness didn't. Rabbi Dr. David Frankel in thetorah.com ties this directly to the Exodus event. The death of Egypt's firstborn and the sparing of Israel's marked a permanent theological truth. Life belongs to God. Every firstborn, animal or human, is a living reminder of that redemption. Frankel explains that donkeys, unclean animals, must be redeemed with a lamb. Unredeemed ones are killed by neck breaking, a ritual disposal, not sacrifice. He writes this: the focus is on priestly redaction, expanding original clean animal sacrifices to include redemptions for unclean animals and humans, symbolizing divine sparing of Israelites. So, in other words, donkey redemption was never just a farm rule, it's a ritual reenactment of salvation history. No money is mentioned here. The lamb is the substitute tied to the Exodus story. Dr. Gnanidus Danum adds that the donkey was Israel's workhorse, too valuable to destroy, too unclean to sacrifice. Substitute a lamb, or, if you refuse, break its neck, a humane disposal. By numbers, monetary redemption became practical. Too many animals were being devoted, and the tabernacle needed financial support. It's stewardship, not contradiction. Clean animals, altar time. Unclean, lamb swap or neck breaking. Humans, 5 shekels. Practical, symbolic, and relational. Now, Andrew Fraser takes it further, framing Exodus 34 as Israel's post-calf rebuild. The donkey symbolizes the nation itself, unclean, yet redeemable through clean substitution. Fraser calls this proto-Christian ethnotheology. Ritual laws turn ethnic grit into sacred spark. The unclean hauled to holiness, neck-breaking as the cost of nonchalance. Every lamb for donkey swamp prefigures Christ, who redeems us, the unclean, without compromise. Let's bring this home. The donkey is a perfect picture of us, stubborn, unclean, weighed down by burdens we can't carry. God doesn't discard us. He redeems us through a spotless substitute. In Exodus, that was the lamb. In Numbers, silver. For us, it's the blood of Christ. Redemption always costs something, but God always provides the means of payment, like a cosmic trade-up at the celestial flea market. Your junk for his jewel. So, were unclean animals redeemed with money or killed? Answer, if unredeemed, they were killed. Neck snapped as a merciful mercy, not malice. But the goal always was redemption. Exodus 34, lamb swap or bust. Numbers, money for practical support. Geisler, Frankel, Danam, and Fraser together show that God's consistency isn't in rigid rules, it's in relational redemption. The donkey dilemma isn't a contradiction. It's a window into God's character, holiness, ownership, mercy. The firstborn laws weren't about animals, they were about allegiance. And that's the same question he asks today. Will you redeem what's unclean in your life, or let it die unredeemed? And with that, we close out our 32-episode journey through Exodus. What a ride! From plagues to promises, from Sinai's smoke to Moses' shining face. It's an absolutely incredible book. Next week, we'll open a new series, 11 episodes in Leviticus, starting with Leviticus 3:2. Was the blood poured or sprinkled? I promise you, it's going to be fascinating. I'm Lance Smith. Thank you for listening to the Bible Difficulties and Answers podcast. If this sparked your curiosity or warmed your heart, check BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers.podbean.com or shoot me an email at BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, or wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, wishing you good luck, good health, and God bless. So long, everybody.